Greetings! Nanceroy79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alright, let's get started. Pressing the A button now.
Vanguard,
Loading game and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, going to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Hexaorb Sorceress, D-BT04. And I'm going to be using this Hexaorb Sorceress D-BT03 deck as the base of deck I'm going to build. Alright, let's get started. Going to edit deck, entering edit deck, here we are. And like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries Hexaorb Sorceress deck made up of cards only available up until D-BT04. So first up, let's go to filter settings, pack, show only cards available in D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, D-BT02, Brush of the Legends, D-BT03, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT04, Awakening of Chakrabarti, Festival Collection 2021, and Promo Pack 01, apply filter. Alright, so first let's start off with the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade Juices deck we're playing Ride deck, Grade 3, Hexaorb Sorceress, skills for skill auto as a Vanguard. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, choose one of your rear guards and it gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. Second skill, action as a Vanguard must return. If you Persona roll this turn, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, reveal up to one critical trigger or one front trigger from your hand and put it in the top of your deck. Then this unit gets plus drive plus 1 until end of turn. Some Hexaorb Sorceress, she's the main Grade 3 to play in this deck. Her first skill, whenever you reveal a trigger unit in your drive check, your rear guards get plus 10,000 power until end of turn. So for the first skill, in the event you get a trigger, it's also a possible chance to give one of your other rear guards in the field an additional 10,000 power to work with, making your upcoming attacks much more likely to hit or at least pressure your opponent with. And the second skill, as long as you mention Persona right, by paying the cost of Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, and revealing a critical or front in your hand, you have the chance to put that revealed critical or front on the top of your deck and get drive plus 1 until to your Vanguard's attack. So for the second skill, it's a good way to not only secure a trigger to reveal in your next Vanguard attack, but to also increase your drive check, giving you the chance to get more triggers or to at least restock your hand to either add to your offense or defense. So for Hexaorb Sorceress, we got 4 on the deck, 1 on the right deck. Next up, the Grade 3, Knight of War Damage Fasado, not going to play this card anymore, taking it out, and in its place we're putting the Grade 3, Twin Great Magic Totone, skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of battle, your unit attacked, Counter Blast 1. If the cost is paid, perform all of the following according to the trigger units revealed in that battle's drive check. Critical trigger, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and put in the bottom of their deck. Front trigger, choose one of your opponent's Grade 2, one of your own Grade 2 or less rear guards and restand it. So for the tone, choose a support card for the Hexaorb deck. For skill, at the end of battle, your unit attacked. As long as you pay a Counter Blast of 1, you can activate Totone's skills according to the triggers revealed in your Vanguard's drive check. If you reveal a critical trigger, you can choose one of your opponent's rear guards to move to the bottom of the deck. If you reveal a front trigger, you can restand one of your Grade 2 or less rear guards. So for Totone, she's a good card to not only wipe out your opponent's rear guards, but to give yourself another attack to work with. So for the Tone, we're putting 4 in the deck. Next up, the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2's deck we're playing Ride deck, Grade 2, Pentaclean Sorceress, skill for skill auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Hexaorb Sorceress, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them in the top of your deck in any order. Second skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit is placed in the rear guard circle, look at the top card of your deck and put it in the top or bottom of your deck. If you put it in the bottom, this unit gets 2,000 power until end of turn. So for Sorceress, she's the main Grade 2 to ride this deck. Her skill, when you ride Hexaorb on top of her, you get a chance to rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck in any order you like. So this first skill is to give you a sneak preview of what cards you have in the top of your deck for your upcoming draws and trigger checks later on. And the second skill, just by calling Pentaclean, you have the chance to look at the top card of your deck and put in the top or bottom of your deck in any order. And if you place it in the bottom, you get to give 2,000 power to your called Pentaclean Sorceress. So for this first skill, it's a good way to preview or possibly rate yourself on the top card of your deck. And if you choose to put it in the bottom of your deck, you also have the chance to give your Pentaclean Sorcerer the extra 2,000 power to make it a 12,000 point attacker from the front row. So for Pentaclean Sorceress, you've got 4 in the deck, 1 in the right deck. Keeping it that way. Next up, The grade 2 Exquisite Night Always skill. For skill auto, when this unit is placed in the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard's Hexaorb Sorceress, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and hate, look at the top 2 cards from your deck, choose up to 2 cards from among them, put them on the top of your deck in any order, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Second skill, auto is a rearguard. When your draw check reveals a trigger unit, counterblast 1. If the cost and bait, this unit gets plus 10,000 power on the end of turn. So for all weight, it's a support card for the Hexaorb deck. The first skill, just by calling it while your Vanguard's Hexaorb, by Soul Blasting 1, you have the chance to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 of them to put on the top of your deck in any order, and the rest goes to the bottom. So this first skill is more or less like the same as Pentaclean Sorceress' skill. By calling it to the rearguard, you have the chance to preview the top cards of your deck to plan your attacks for any potential triggers or cards you wish to add to your hand from the top drive checks when you look at the top cards of your deck with this skill. And the second skill, whenever you reveal a trigger unit in your drive check, by paying Counterblast 1, you get plus 10,000 power. So for the second skill, it's a good way to make your Owain a much more powerful front row attacker. And the best part is this skill is stackable. Every time you reveal a trigger unit, as long as you don't mind paying a Counterblast 1 for each one, it's possible to keep stacking more power to Owain, making it a much more powerful attacker for you to work with in the front row. So for Owain, we got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the grade 2 Magic Objective Kakaron. Not going to play this card anymore, taking it out. Next up, the grade 2 Magic of Appreciation Nanapole. Not going to play this card anymore, taking it out. Replacing it with, let's see, we're putting in next the grade 2 Yearnful Magic Asunono. Skill auto as a rearguard once per turn. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard's Hexaorb Sorceress or Pentaclean Sorceress, discard a card from your hand. If the cost of paid, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 cards from among them and put them on the top of your deck in any order, and put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. This unit gives 10,000 power until end of turn. So for Asunono, she's more, let's say, a pretty powerful support card for the Hexaorb series decks. For skill, just by calling her while your Vanguard is Hexaorb Sorceress or Pentaclean Sorceress, as long as you don't mind discarding 1 card from hand for the cost, you have the chance to preview the top cards of your deck and replace them in any order. Then you can also give power to Asunono, making her a potential 20,000 point attacker from the front row. So for Asunono, we're putting 3 in the deck. Okay, next up, the Great 1 lineup. For the Great Ones in this deck, we're playing Right deck, Great 1, Tier Square Sorceress. Skills for skill auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Pentaclean Sorceress, Counterblast 1. If the cost and paid, draw a card. Second skill auto as a rearguard once per turn. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, Counterblast 1. If the cost and paid, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and put it on the bottom of your deck. So for Tier Square Sorceress, she's the main Great 1 to run this deck. Her first skill, when you write Pentagleam on top of her, by paying Counterblast of 1, you can draw a card. So for this first skill, just by riding to grade 2, you have the chance to increase your hand size as long as you don't mind giving up a Counterblast to activate the skill. And the second skill, as a rear guard, Tier Square Sorceress can activate a skill whenever you drop check a trigger unit. By paying a Counterblast of 1, you can have the chance to move one of your opponent's front row rear guards to the bottom of their deck, making this second skill a good way to wipe out your opponent's front row rear guards. So for Tier Square Sorceress, we got 1 the right deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the Great 1, Aegis by Dragon. Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills for skill, continue as Sentinel. Second skill, auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units. It cannot be entered at the end of the battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Aegis by Dragon, it's a perfect guard for the Keter Sanctuary Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When used to guard with and discard a card from your hand, you can block one enemy attack. And it also features an ability unique to all these standard format perfect guards. When used to guard with while you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to discard 1 card, making it a no-cost perfect guard in desperate last resort situations. So for Aegis by Dragon, we got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Great 1, Diaglass Sorceress. Skill auto. When this unit is placed on the rearguard circle from hand, if your Vanguard's Hexaorb Sorceress or Pentagleam Sorceress, cost Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand. If the cost and paid, look at the top 2 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 unit cards from among them to the rearguard circle, call them, and put the rest on top of your deck in any order. So for Diaglass, she's a good card to support your Hexaorb Sorceress decks. Her skill, just by calling from hand while your Vanguard's Hexaorb or Pentagleam. By paying the cost, you have the chance to preview the top 2 cards of your deck and potentially call them the rearguard and to rearrange the remaining cards on top of your deck. So this card is a good way to not only get yourself more rear guards to potentially attack or boost with, but to also preview the top cards of your deck to see you might get any triggers or any specific cards you wish to get in your next drive check. So with Diaglass Sorceress, we got 4 in the deck, leaving it that way. Next up, The Great One, Magic Revelation, Torturous, Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed in the rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it counterblast 1. If the cost from hate, search your deck for up to 1 Hexaorb Sorceress, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. So for Tatra, she's a powerful support card for Hexaorb Sorceress deck. Just by calling the rearguard while your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, by paying the cost, you have the chance to add a Hexaorb Sorceress from your deck to your hand, securing yourself a Persona right for your next turn. So for Tatras, we got 3 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Great One, Recurring Magic, Lotteria. Skill, Auto, its rearguard. At the end of the battle, your drop check reveal a trigger unit. If your Vanguard is Hexaorb Sorceress, counterblast 1, soul blast 1. If the cost is paid, choose one of your other rearguards and stand it and retire this unit. So for Lotteria, she's a support card for the Hexaorb Sorceress deck. For skill, as a rearguard, if you successfully reveal a drive check during your battle, if your Vanguard is Hexaorb Sorceress, by paying the cost, you can restand a rearguard on your field at the cost of retiring Lotteria from your rearguard. So Lotteria is a good way to give yourself another attack to work with by paying its cost, and if you manage to reveal a trigger in your earlier Vanguard's attack. So for Lotteria, we're putting 2 in the deck, okay? Next up, the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0 deck we're playing, right deck, Grade 0, Tri-Kinetic Sorceress. Skill, Auto. When this unit is written upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Tri-Kinetic Sorceress, she's the starting unit in this deck. Her skill, just by riding on top of her, if you went second, draw a card. For Tri-Connect, we got 1 in the right deck, leaving it that way. Next up, the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck, we're playing Grade 0, White Fan Witch, Disma, critical trigger. We got 3 in the deck, leaving it that way. The Grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, critical trigger, skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Put this in your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units. It gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. So for Blade Feather Dragon, it's a powerful critical trigger to play in your Keter Sanctuary decks. Its skill, after boosting an attack, regardless if it's or not, as long as you don't mind giving up Blade Feather from your rear guard to your soul, you can give one of your other units, Vanguard or rear guard, plus 2,000 power. So for Blade Feather, it's a good way to build up your soul for later soul blast, and also give your remaining attackers a little extra power to work with. So for Blade Feather Dragon, we've got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Grade 0, Bard of Heavenly Song, Alpac, front trigger, skill, continuous as a guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. So for Alpac, she's a powerful front trigger to play in your Keter Sanctuary decks. For skill, when used to guard with while your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, it gets plus 5,000 shield, making Alpac a potential 20,000 point shield all on its own. For Alpac, we got 4 in the deck, leaving that way. Next up, the Grade 0, Circulating Sorceress, heal trigger, playing 4 in the deck, leaving that way. And finally, the Grade 0, Light Dragon D Deep Honors, Ambertonia, over trigger, skill, trigger, additional effect. Until end of turn, you also perform drive checks for the battles your rear guards attack. So for Ambertonia, it's the over trigger for the Keter Sanctuary Nation. Like any other over trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, it features the same skill and activation. When revealed during a drive check or damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card. But it also features a skill unique to it alone. When revealed during a drive check on your turn, for the rest of the turn, your rear guards can also perform drive checks. So for Ambertonia, it's a good way to give yourself a chance to either get more triggers or to increase your hand size with the additional drive checks your rear guards will give you. So for Ambertonia, we got 1 in the deck, keeping it that way. Deck is built, Cardfight explains. Let's get on the saving in the deck. Saving deck, override decking built. Yes. Alright, so for the cards in this deck, we're playing 4 Grade 3 Hexaorb Sorceress, 4 Grade 3 Squin Great Magic Tatone, 4 Grade 2 Pentagling Sorceress, 4 Grade 2 Exquisite Knight Owain, 3 Grade 2 Yearnful Magic Etsunono, 4 Grade 1 Aegis Feather Dragon, 1 Grade 1 Tier Square Sorceress, 4 Grade 1 Diaglass Sorceress, 3 Grade 1 Magic of Revelation Torturous, 2 Grade 1 Recurring Magic Lotteria, 1 Grade 0 Tri-Kinetic Sorceress starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck, we're playing 7 critical triggers, 4 front triggers, 4 heal triggers, And 1 Overtrigger, Amatonia. Alright, deck's been built, Cardfight is displayed. Now let's get on testing out the deck, so leaving the edit deck menu, returning to main menu, back to main menu, to fight menu, CPU fight, selecting the deck I just built, the D-BT04 Hexaorb Sorceress deck. Alright, selecting deck, now choosing an opponent. Alright, who would be a good opponent to test that out on? Let's see. I guess I'll use this deck against... Yui Itabashi, normal difficulty. And the battle begins to get started. We're gonna decide who was first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock the paper, I lose, going second, okay. Drawing our starting hands. Okay, I got a critical, two Titans, and oh wait, and the Overtrigger. Naturally, I have to return the Overtrigger. I'll keep the critical and the 1 Titan. So, sending back the Overtrigger and 1 copy of Titan. Redraw. Heal and Perfect Guard. Okay. So now it's my opponent's turn. She rides the Great One. Lower Normal. Alright, it's my turn. Stand and draw. I'm riding for my right deck. Tier Square Sorceress. For the cost, let's see. Hold on to the critical and the Great 2 and Great 2s. And the Perfect Guard, so I'll just ditch the heal trigger for the right deck cost. Right, tier square. Tri-Connect skill, I draw a card. A heal trigger again, come on! Where are all my heals coming out? Whatever, go into battle phase. Vanguard to Vanguard, AK. Alright, drive check. Critical trigger, yes! Just what I needed. All effects to Vanguard. Power and critical added, 2 damage to my opponent. And zap, 2 damage, first, no trigger, safe, and second check, no trigger, safe, okay, that's the end of my turn, my opponent's turn. She's riding the Great 2, Lower Normal, skill of the Great 1, setting a song, Romantic Happiness to the Order Zone, playing the set order, Twilight Sound of Waves, set. Okay, skill, it's adding more power to the Vanguard, okay. And calling Esmeralda and Audrey, okay. Can't let myself get too much damage early on. I'll block the first one with a heal trigger, 23k. Alright, attack blocked, I'm safe. Now an attack from the Vanguard, 20k. No guard, take the hit. My opponent drag checks. Ah, heal trigger, come on! Healing 1 and power to the rear guard, seriously? Ow! Damage check. Critical trigger. All effects to Vanguard. 18k. Okay. 1 more attack from the rear guard, 23k. Block it with a critical, 33k. Blocked, I'm safe. Alright, I survived. Now it's end of my opponent's turn, my turn. I stand and draw. I drew a critical. I run for my right deck, Pentacling Sorceress. For the cost, let's see. I gotta call the 2 Great 2s to attack with, so I'll just ditch one of the copies of the criticals to... Yep, ditch 1 critical to ride. Pentacling Sorceress. Tier Square skill, I counterblast 1. And... draw a critical, okay. I call... Esnono and Olwain to the rear guard. Go into battle phase. Olwain attacks the rear guard, Audrey. Alright, 1 rear guard down. Now my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 10k. The attack goes through, drive check. No trigger, Pentagleam, okay. 1 damage, freeze. Damage check. No trigger, alright. Now attacking the Vanguard. No guard. Let's see. Yep, I'm gonna activate Esno's skill. I discard Pentagleam. Look at the top 2 cards of my deck. Okay, these 2. And put this in top, put this in bottom. Adding power to my attacker. 20k. She guards with a heal trigger, 25. Alright. Attacked, blocked. And that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. My opponent's now riding the Grade 3, lower normal. Skill of the Grade 2, setting in card in the order zone, Madrid Runway. Add it. Vanguard skill, flipping one over, flips Romantic Happiness, okay. Adding power and drawing a card, and she sets another Madrid Runway, draws, okay, Vanguard to Vanguard. No guard, take the hit. She twin drives, first check. Oh, come on, a critical, seriously? Critical to Vanguard, power to rear guard. And second check. Oh, come on, double trigger, critical and draw, come on, how lucky can you get? Here comes 2 damage to me. Lights, paw prints, out. Damage check first. No trigger, come on, something good. Second check. Ah, nothing. I don't have enough to block it, so... Critical and... intercept. Yep, just enough. I guard, intercept. 30k. Blocked, I'm safe. And okay, end of my opponent's turn. It's my turn. I stand and draw. I drew Olwain, okay. I ride from my right deck, Hexaorb Sorceress. I ditch Olwain from my hand to ride. Hexaorb, Pentagleam skill. Look at the top 3 cards on my deck. Critical, heal, and Diaglass. Okay, I'm putting these 2 on top, this one in bottom. Next up, I call Tatan to the rear guard. Call. Alright, that should be enough. So, go into battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 13k. The attack goes through. Twin drive, first check. Critical trigger. I give the critical to my Vanguard. Power to Olwain. Effects added. And now, Hexaorb skill. I give another 10,000 power to my Olwain. Olwain skill, counterblast 1, plus 10,000 power. Alright. And second check. Heal trigger, yes. I heal 1 damage and give power to Tatan. Power added. Hexaorb skill. 10,000 power to Tatan. Okay. Not gonna activate Olwain's skill. Here comes 2 damage. Zap. Damage first. No trigger, safe. And second check. Ah, critical trigger, come on! Effects added. Okay. Tatan's skill. Counterblast 1. I reveal the critical trigger this turn, so I send 1 rear guard to the bottom of the deck. And now Tatan attacks the Vanguard, 33k. She guards with a critical, 38. Alright. Next up, Olwain attacks the Vanguard, 40k. The attack goes through and slash, 1 damage. Damage check. No trigger, safe. That's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. My opponent is activating Lower Null's skill, flipping a song. She flips Madrid Runway, adding critical to the Vanguard, okay. And calls a rear guard. The Vanguard attacks the Vanguard. Skill, flipping another card in the order zone face down. Madrid Runway, another critical to Vanguard, okay. 13k, okay. I guard with a heal trigger, 28k. 2 to pass. Yep, guarded with heal trigger, 2 cards to pass. She twin drives, first check. Ah, critical, seriously? All effects to the rear guard, okay. And second check. Oh, come on, critical? How lucky can you get? Okay, attack blocked. I'll let the remaining attacker go through.
バンガードにアタック
I need counterblast, so no guard, take 3 damage.
ノーガード
And out.
ダメー
Damage
ジチェ
check
ック
first. No trigger. Second check.
ダメージチェック
No trigger. Third check.
ダメージチェック
No trigger. Okay. That's the end of my opponent's turn. My turn. Stand and draw. Oh, now a trigger comes out. I can't do anything right now, so go into main phase. I call a critical to the rear guard. That's all. Go into battle phase. Hexaorb attacks the Vanguard, 13k. She guards with a critical, 2 to pass.
ドライ
First
ブ
check.
チェック
No trigger. Come on, something good. Second
ドライ
check.
ブチェックフロント
Yes,
トリガー
front trigger, just what I needed.
パワー
Power
プ
to
ラ
the front row. Hexaorb skill. 10,000 power to the Taun.
スパワープラス
Owain skill. Plus 10,000 power.
スキル発動
Okay.
パワープラス
Effects added. And not activating Tatan's skill. Now boosted by Blade Feather. Owain attacks the Vanguard. 34k. Perfect guard, not good.
スキル発動
And discarding a critical, alright.
ガード
Attack blocked. And now not activating any skills. Just going to attack the Taun to the Vanguard. 33k. Double guard. Intercept. Okay, 38k.
ガード
Attack blocked. Okay, that's all from me. So, end of turn. My opponent's turn.
スタンドアンド
My opponent's going to now activating her Vanguard skill, playing a song, playing
発動
Twilight Sound of the Waves, adding power to the front row. Okay. Calling a rear guard. Not good. Vanguard to Vanguard.
スキル超強いよ
Skill of Vanguard. I cannot use Sentinels. I guard a front trigger and critical trigger. 43k. Over trigger to pass.
ガードドライブチェック
Twin drive first check. Oh, come on. Critical again.
プラス
All effects of rear guard. Okay. And second check.
ドライブチェック
No trigger. Alright. Safe. Attack blocked. I survived. One more attack from the rear guard.
バンガードに
Critical trigger. Okay. I guard for critical. 28k. Just enough.
ガード
And okay. Attack blocked. I survived. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna stand and draw. I draw. Oh, wait. Okay. Go into main phase. I call Pentagleam to the rear guard. Call Pentagleam skill. Look at the top card of my
スキル
deck.
発動
Tatan, put it to the bottom.
パワープラス
Power added. And okay, then I'm going to call Owain to the rear guard. Yep, I'm calling Owain to the rear guard over here.
コール
Skill of Owain. I Soul Blast 1. Look at the top 2 cards on my deck. A front and a great 2. Okay, rearrange in this order. That should be enough. So, first up, go into battle phase. Alright, boosted by Blade Feather. Owain attacks the Vanguard. 14k. Intercept. Okay. Attack blocked. And now Hexaorb attacks the Vanguard. Wait, not gonna activate skills. Hexaorb attacks the Vanguard. She critical triggers. Okay, 2 to pass. First check.
チェック
Front trigger. Okay. Power to my front row.
パワープラス
And skill of Hexaorb. I give
スキル発動
power to my Titan.
パワープラス
Owain skill. Counter Blast 1.
スキル発動
Plus 10,000 power.
パワープラス
That's all.
ドライブチェック
Second check. No trigger. As no. My attack does not go through. Next, I activate the Taun's skill. I reveal the front trigger, so Counter Blast 1. Restand a Great 2 or less rear guard. I restand my front row away. Restand. Now Taunt attacks the Vanguard, 33k. The attack goes through and zap. 1 damage. No trigger, safe. 6 damage, I win.
やった
Huh, that was tough. My deck wasn't working all that well, but I managed to use my new cards to their full effect, I guess. So I got win, double trigger, attack 40,000 more power, double opponent double critical, 8 turns passed, retired 5 or more opposing units, got 1850 VP, total 15,425 VP, press A to go next, leaving the fight, return to fight menu,
どのファイター
leaving
にする
fight menu, return to main
どのファイ
menu,
トにする
back to the main menu to edit deck menu,
どのデッキを見る
and if that, the deck's been built, Cardfight explained, I just finished testing out the deck in front of you, so first off I want to say thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you'll show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel, and with that I say goodbye and see you all soon.